Hello class, welcome to the last lesson for Unit 12, Lesson 5, which is IXL T6, Volume of Pyramids and Cones. This is very similar to the last lesson, Lesson 4, Volume of Prisms and Cylinders. The difference is that the volume formula is not base times height, it is 1/3 base times height. So it's the same thing that we did before, but no matter what, we're going to have to divide our final result by 3. Okay, we do have to ask ourselves what the base is. So let's start with this first one, the volume of this rectangular pyramid. Well, the first thing I want to do is write the formula. Well, let's start with the area. So the area of my base is a rectangle. So the area of my rectangle is base times height, lowercase b. Area of my rectangle is 8 inches times 5 inches. And so the area of my rectangle is 40 inches squared. All right. And the next part of this is volume is 1/3 base times height. And so volume is 1/3 of the base, which is 40 inches squared, times height, which is 9 inches. So volume is going to be 1/3 of 9, 18, 20, 360 inches cubed. So volume, you just divide by 3 now, and you get 120 inches cubed. So it's exactly a third of what we would do if it was a prism. I wrote 130 again. 120 cubic inches. Okay, the next one. Same thing. We're going to do the area of a rectangle. Well, in this case, it's a square, but that's fine. Area of my square is base times height. So area of the square is 3 millimeters times 3 millimeters. And so the area of my square is 9 millimeters squared. Okay. And the next part is volume. So volume is 1/3 base times height. Volume is 1/3, 9 millimeters squared. And now the height of this is going to be 6 millimeters. So volume is 1/3 of 54, 9 times 6 is 54 millimeters cubed. Okay. And 54 divided by 3 is 18. Whoop, that was weird. Volume is 18 millimeters cubed. Okay. So 3 times 3 times 6 divided by, 3 times, I'm just checking my work real quick. Yep, 18. Okay. What is the volume of a triangular pyramid? Now, here's the difference. See how these bases were rectangles or a square? This next one is not a rectangle or a square. It's actually a right triangle. So what I need to do first is find the area of my triangle. So area of my triangle is 1/2 base times height. The area of a triangle is 1/2 9 times 9. So 9 inches times 9 inches. So area of my triangle is half of 81 inches squared. And let's see, it says what is the volume. So it looks like I can just write this as a decimal if I would like to. Area of my triangle is 81 divided by 2 is 40.5. 40.5, yeah, 40.5 inches squared. And now I'm going to go into my volume. So volume is 1/3 base times height. So volume is 1/3. 40.5 inches squared is my base. And my height for this one is also 9. Okay, so we are going to do volume. That's weird, it keeps doing that. Volume is 1/3 of 9 times 40.5, which is 364.5 inches cubed. And we'll divide that by 3, and I get exactly 121.5 inches cubed. Awesome. 121.5 cubic inches. Okay. Next one, same pattern. Okay, area of my triangle is 1/2 base times height. And my triangle is 1/2 of 10 inches by 5 inches. So area of my triangle is 1/2 of 50 inches squared, which is 25 inches squared. Let me change that 2 real quick, make it look a little bit better. Okay, and now volume is 1/3 base times height. Volume is 1/3. The base is my triangle. That's 25 inches squared. And then this is times 9 inches. So volume equals 25 times 9 is 200. Volume equals 1/3 of 225 inches cubed. And that's divisible by 3, which is 75 inches cubed. All right, let me just check my work. I'm doing them fast to keep the videos short, but I just want to double check. Yep, I got 75. Okay, good. So now this next one, this is a cone, and whoops, I put them in the reverse order. Let's do this one first because this one's probably a little bit easier. To the right here. The question is, what's the base? The base is a circle now, so it's going to be pi r squared. So the area is going to be equal to pi times 7 feet squared. So area is 49. 7 times 7 is 49 pi feet squared. So that's the area of my base. Okay, and now the question is, how do I find my height? The volume. It's 1/3 base times height. So volume is 1/3 base, which is 49 pi feet cubed, feet squared. And then times height, which is 9 feet. So volume is 1/3 49 times 9 is 441. So 441 pi feet cubed. Volume is, I'm going to divide that by 3, and I get 147 pi feet cubed. Now, it wants it not in pi feet cubed. I don't know why I did that. Let me do the whole thing. It wants it in approximate, right? It wants me to use 3.14. So I need to do 147 times 3.14, and I'll get volume approximately equals 461.58 feet cubed. And it wants it rounded to the nearest hundredth, which it already is, so 461.58. And I will give you a second to take a look at that. I'm going to check my work real quick. Yep, I got the same answer. Okay. Now, this next one, the only reason why I said it's a little bit more difficult, because you just have to account for this radius, right? Oops. You have to break the diameter into two and get your radius, because area has to be given in terms of radius. So area of my circle is pi r squared. So area is pi times 1 centimeter squared. 1 times 1 is 1 centimeter times centimeter centimeter squared. So it's 1 pi centimeters squared. Volume is 1/3 base times height. So volume is 1/3 1 pi centimeters squared times a height of 4 centimeters. So volume is 1/3 4 pi centimeters cubed. What we're going to do is we're going to do 1 times 4 times pi. So 4 times 3.14. So volume approximately equals 12.56 over 3 centimeters cubed, because I approximated at 3.14. I'm going to divide by 3, and I get volume approximately equals 4.186 repeated. So I have to round that to be rounded to the nearest hundredth. So it's going to be 4.19 centimeters cubed. So 4.19 centimeters cubed. Oops. So weird. Nope. It does not like writing on pictures for some reason. Maybe I should print it as a PDF, and then pictures wouldn't move, right? Okay. The volume of, okay, so this is a working backwards one, okay? So we want to find out what our height is, and we don't know what our height is. But we definitely know what our volume is, which is great, and we know what our radius is. So volume equals 1/3 pi, 1/3 base times height, and the base is pi r squared, because it's a circle. And so let's put in all the information we know. 113,982 equals 1/3 pi times 33 squared times h. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is the right-hand side, 33 times 33. I get 113,982 equals 33 times 33 times 1 times pi is 1,089 pi over 3 times height. Let's multiply both sides by 3 for, you know what I should have done? You know what, I probably should have just multiplied both sides by 3, because that would have gotten rid of that fraction, and that would have cleaned some stuff up. Okay, let me do that step first. Listen, it's not going to matter. So 3, 4, 1, 9, 4, 6. And then I'm going to get pi times 33 squared. Just going to make it a little bit easier later on. So 3, 4, 1, 9, 4, 6 equals 33 squared is 1089 pi. And so I'm going to divide both sides by 1089 first. And let's see, I didn't use that color. Okay. So I get 314 equals pi times h. And they use the number 3.14. And so 314 divided by 3.14 is 100. Whoops, that didn't work out. 100. So the height ends up actually being 100 yards. We can always check this too. We can do pi r squared, so 3.14 times 33 times 33. That's your pi r squared, times your height, which is 100. And then divide that number total by 3, and I get my 113,982 cubic yards. So just solving for the height. There's a couple more like that here, so I'll go through them quickly. Again, we're given volume, so volume equals 1/3 base times height. Volume equals 1/3 pi r squared times h. So 4239 equals 1/3 pi 15 squared times h. Multiply both sides by 3, so 4239 times 3. And we get 12717 equals pi times 15 squared times h. Divide both sides by 15 squared, which is 225. But I'll divide by 225, and I get 56.52. And now I have to divide, I'm running out of room here. I'm going to divide 56.52 equals pi times h. Divide both sides by 3.14 because they want me to use that number for pi, and I get exactly 18. And there you go. So again, just another problem where you're solving for height. Okay, checking my work, looks good. Yeah, one more time, 15 times 0.14 times 18 divided by 3, good, 4239, okay. All right, triangular pyramid has a base shaped like a right triangle. The legs of the right triangle are 6 and 8 centimeters long. The pyramid's height is 9. What is its volume? So this is, you could sketch one out if you wanted to. This is exactly what it looks like. It's one of these. Wait, it said 6 and 8. I mean, these aren't going to be drawn to scale, but let me just copy one of these triangles. I'll drag it down. It's good to work off of something that I already have so that my diagram looks good. And I will use this for you all so that it makes sense. Okay. So it says it's a triangular based, oh, I need one more. I missed that. There we go. It's a triangular based pyramid. It's a right triangle and it's 6 by 8. So I'm going to put 6 here and 8 here. And it has a height of, that's a perpendicular right there, of 9 centimeters. Okay, so that's my diagram. So this is not a working backwards. This is just truly working forward. So the area of my triangle is 1/2 base times height, which is 1/2 of 8 centimeters times 6 centimeters. 6 times 8 is 48 centimeters. So half of that is 24 centimeters squared. And now the volume is going to be 1/3 base times height. So volume is 1/3 times 24 centimeters squared. What is happening? Move that over. 24 centimeters squared times 9 centimeters. So definitely be divisible by 3. 1/3 of 24 times 9 is 216 centimeters cubed. And divide that by 3, and you get volume equals 72 centimeters cubed. And that's it. Okay, so it involved 1/2 base times height, and then it's 1/3 base times height. So it ends up being a sixth of those values right there. 8 times 6 times 9 divided by 6. Yeah, it's our 72 right there. Okay. All right. I think this is the last one. So a cone has a height of 9 yards and a diameter of 18. What is its volume? This is a working forwards problem, but what you want to do is put radius equals 9 yards. You want to make sure you use your radius. So your area of your circle is pi r squared. So the area is pi times 9 yards squared. So area is 81 pi yards squared. Volume is 1/3 base times height. So volume is 1/3, 81 pi yards squared times a height of 9 yards. So these are all 9 right around. So 1/3, 81 times 9 is 729 pi yards cubed. And the third of that is 243 pi yards cubed. Exactly. Now, it does want an approximate value. It does want us to use 3.14. One more time. It does want us to use 3.14. So it approximately equals 243 times 3.14, which is approximately 763.02 yards cubed. So 763.0, one more time, 763.02 cubic yards. And that is it. So that's the last question. Now there's a variety of them, but I think I answered every different unique type of question for lesson 5, which is IXL T6. Okay, you can complete it now. Good luck.